Where I put that remote. Hey y'all, how you doing? How you doing? Thanks for the like that's already up there. Butterfly and this, hey, how you doing, ladies? Hello, hello, hello. Y'all come in, come in. TJ, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Sunshine, Linda. I still do not have that video that you were supposed to send me. Latrice, hey now. Penelope, hey, you digging me? Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? We're gonna talk while I get me some little grub together, okay? You working from home? Butterfly, just let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When I hear the word work today, it sounds like Rona to me. Because that's how they got me today, okay? Lord. They had me feeling like a slave today, I'm telling you. You don't want me analyzing nothing right now, because in my mind, 1 + 1 equals 52. I'm just saying, you don't want me analyzing nothing. You don't want me analyzing nothing right now, because they got me all discombobulated. But yeah, how are y'all doing? We're gonna see if a few more come in here. We're gonna talk about a few things. Make sure I spoke to the folks that are up in here. If you are in here, please speak so I can speak back to you. We speak over here. We speak over here. So Sabrina, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, hey, hey. So while I'm talking to y'all, I'm gonna make me a little cube steak while I'm talking to y'all. Spit this gum out. That's so disrespectful. So we're just gonna have a little conversation because I be hearing a lot of stuff, and some of the stuff will be like, okay, they got it, and then some stuff you be like, Debbie, hey, how you doing? And then some stuff you be like, that ain't quite right. Like you got it, like you almost got it, but that curl like all the way turning. You know what I mean? So sunshine, I got you, I got you. But you know that curl like it ain't all the way turning. So then you like, hold on. We gotta talk to the people so they can have a better understanding. Know what I mean? So I'm just sitting here trying just see what I can do to help out, for the greater good, if you will. A Bushido blade. I'm trying to see what I can do to help out for the greater good around here. Um, Lavelle, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Trigger, hey, how you doing? How art thou? Good people up in here to dizzle. So, like I said, I've been watching a few things. I finally got a chance to see the whole show. I'm saying the whole show, the whole video from the attorney that that the other blogger had an issue with. I won't say her name, but I finally got a chance to watch that video, and I watched it in its entirety. Hey Pat, what's going on, lady? I finally got a chance to watch the video. Pep, I got a chance to watch yours today too. I want to touch on something that you said on yours too. I think you did it. Sorry, y'all. I got a phone call. I apologize. Um, but yeah, I was saying, is it unfroze? Y'all just put a one in the chat and let me know if it's unfroze. Groupie family, hey, how you doing? How you doing? We good? Okay, cool beans. Um, but yeah, I saw your video. I was watching it at work today, Chad. At work. Anywho, we ain't hear that. But and I went and checked out the guy that you were talking about. Very interesting video. Very, very, very interesting video. So, one of the things that, oh, should have used a bigger pen. One of the things I want to hit on um, that the attorney had hit on the other day, there are like a couple things dealing with that system that, um, I know attorneys, they do what they do, but I can tell when they're not familiar with a particular system based on certain things that they say. So, I'm a put y'all on game, but understand and remember that everything I say on here is alleged and I'm speaking hypothetically. I got his name right. What was it? Something Inquirer. I can't remember dude's name, but yeah, he did a good job, especially when I think I was short, like maybe 10, 15 minutes of it, but when he was talking about the witnesses and how it is actually being in there. Let me turn this a little bit so y'all can move with me. Actually being in there so that you can see people's faces and be able to feel what they're saying and go off body language and stuff like that. That is very, very, very important when you're looking at a trial, particularly for the jury, because that plays a major role. You can look at all the stuff that the people say, but it's about that body language, along with what they're saying, that's going to determine whether or not they actually believe what these folks are saying. So he hit the nail on the head with that one. He definitely hit the nail on the head with that one. But I'm gonna start with a couple things first because I got a few emails, and y'all please forgive me. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I got to get my grub going too. So one of the things is the person that is over the institution. I'm just speaking as a regular schmegular Joe now. The person that is over the institution that a particular celebrity is in, that is that's his institution. Um, and when he contacts those folks that seem like they're outside, they're not outside. That's the same system. So it wasn't like they reached outside of the system to find out what was going on. Also, and I mentioned it before, based on this young lady retiring, I'm assuming she's young. I don't know how old she is, but based on her retiring in allegedly December of Princess Di, hey, how you doing? December of 2019. That pretty much lets you know that that's when the stuff went down. Allegedly. Okay? That's when the stuff went down. Whenever she retired, that's when the people found out what happened. So this is letting you guys know that at least it's been over a year. It's been over a year. It's actually going on 2 years. Actually going on 2 years. So it's just reaching the public now. So the question is, for those that are interested, who felt the need and who was looking to go and get that information for them to put it out now for everybody to find out about. But with the time that she was able to retire, that's your timeline right there. So from the time that she pulled it, which wasn't long, you got like maybe 2, 3 months up in there. It didn't take long. It did not take long. Um, and contrary to what other folks might tell you, nobody on nobody on here had, you know what? Nobody needs the assistance from us on here to let them know that somebody did something with their system. Y'all, don't let nobody fool you. I'm just saying. There are ways and means. You know what I'm saying? You don't need anybody extra. If you go into something too many times, you're going to be suspect. See what I'm saying? I say start with Chicago Tribune. Right, Pat. Right, right, right. If you access something too many times, or so many times, and you have no business accessing that because it's not at your location, then people gonna start looking. You feel me? Y'all know how I have to do this now. So if you understand what I'm saying, just put a two in the chat. Let me know, if you feel what I'm saying. Nobody, if you access stuff too many times when it is none of your business, it's not part of your job, what you doing at the time, it's gonna be a problem. It sends up red flags. It sends up red flags, purple flags, blue flags, green flags. It's gonna be a problem. Okay, somebody got it. Brandon, you with me? Okay, okay, okay. So, Aries, hey Aries, how you doing? So that's where we go with that. All right, Pap. All right. So that's one of the main things with that. Now, Pap, I got to be careful with you because I know what you got going on too. When you have certain people that assist, they're not necessarily attorneys, but you got like a group of people where when you get in trouble, you might have to lean on them. You know what I mean? Like they may have to assist you in some things. So those people could possibly get involved when they see that you're about to be facing some charges and assist you in trying to get something that would be referred to as a retirement. If you cooperate. Now here's the thing. Usually, if you in the wrong, they gonna mind their business and they ain't getting involved in it. You on your own. You better go get you a lawyer. But sometimes, they'll they help you out whenever they can. But if you wrong, then you just in the wrong. But should you help folks get the information that they're trying to obtain, and in this case, it seems it leads to some other people as well. So you got something to work with. Now they can use you for something. They can use you for something. All right, Solo. Hey, how you doing? They can use you for something. You're of some value. Now, if you are of no value, then you probably gonna get some charges real quick. But understand this: just because something happens, that doesn't necessarily mean that the public is gonna know. So it would be an assumption that there are no charges. That's an assumption. That would be an assumption, just like everything else that's going on right now. Stand up, be counted. Hey, how you doing, lady? Casey, I don't know if I speak. Hey, Milton. Hey, hey, hey. If I miss you, just throw your name back up in here again, and I'll get you. Um, so that's another thing. That's another thing. That's why I say like that little sign on your mirror say things in the mirror are not as close as they appear, or something like that. You never really know what is going on with certain situations unless people really want you to know. I would say that one of the things that I don't believe, because I heard it put out there just like I think Pap said she heard somebody put it out there too. I don't think that those people, I don't think they had anything to do with the girl getting information. And she is not connected to those people, not in the way that people might think she is. No. No, ma'am. Uh-uh. And she just pray. Because some people might say, people have been asking me, what about the dad? Can he get in trouble? My concern is not so much about the dad. It's about her and the way the information was obtained. Because they may look at her, you know, for possibly tampering with the witness. Because you had already said that you knew that she was going to be a witness. I'm just saying. So those are the things I'm thinking about when it comes to that. Not so much the dad. I mean, he's a dad. He gonna get, if somebody give him something about his daughter or his child, whoever, somebody give you something about your child, you gonna take it. So my opinion, Just my regular schmegular opinion now. This ain't my professional opinion. This ain't my professional opinion now. I'm saying. Hold up. So like anybody else, you gonna jump on that. You wanna know what's going on. And if it's dealing with somebody that you don't necessarily care for, and you can possibly try to get your seed away from them or get them to the place where, they're not really feeling them the way that they were feeling them before, then yeah, you're gonna give them that information. You want them to have that info, you're gonna get it quick, fast, and in a hurry. Hoping that it sways them in a certain direction, if you will. That's what I would expect the parent to do. I wouldn't expect anything less. So again, just my personal opinion. I don't know as far as that if something will necessarily happen with him or if that's just more so an issue with her. Again, just my personal opinion. Peace in the puzzle. Hey, how you doing, Lisa? Hey, how you doing? Um, One of the other things that I thought about, and it's been sitting on my mind lately, and I'm like, I wonder if people really understand when you hear people talking about different people's testimonies and things that they're saying, and people were like, oh, they were crazy and they were starstruck and they were this and they were that. Follow me on this one. Follow me on this one. If people are looking crazy or looking like fandoms, right now, according to people that are paying attention to the trial, if you feel like people are looking like fans and stuff right now, and these are people that news said celebrity, right? We thinking, well, a lot of people are saying they were just like some super fans. Okay. And you got a jury looking at this thing, right? You got certain things that you want the jury to believe. Now, my concern would be the celebrity. If these people loving the celebrity got them acting like this, the fans, if it has his fans who have never met him, never been in any type of relationship, never had anything going on with him other than being a fan, may have met him before, may have got a hug, took a picture, whatever. If they're acting like this, then listen to what I'm saying now. We speaking in high, we in the hyperbole zone right now. If he can get them to act like that and he doesn't even know them, then why shouldn't we believe that he got these young ladies to do this stuff? Why shouldn't we believe that he did all this crazy stuff that these people are alleging that he did? Now, I may be the only one that's thinking about that. I don't know. I could be the only one. To me, the crazier I see people acting, the more validity. I'm not saying that it's true, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to people on the outside looking in, it's like the more validity it gives to their story. Like, dang, he really is able to brainwash people. He doesn't even know them. He really is. Do y'all see what I'm saying? If you don't see what I'm saying, let me know. Let me know. But I just try to look at things from different angles. And being somebody that has been in court a lot, no, I am not a lawyer. I am nothing close to a lawyer, but I've had to take a lot of people to court. Rules to show for violations and stuff like that. So, and I'm thinking about the way that a lot of people on the jury look at things, because you got people from a lot of different backgrounds. You got some people that look at stuff from a surface level. You got some people that look at stuff like real deep, like they looking at everything. And they were watching before the trial even started. They could tell those people whatever they want to. They were looking. So I'm sitting up here thinking about how certain things come across. Like even people, coming, like you at the courthouse and you hear about, Lord, look at me trying to put this on. You at the courthouse and you hear about crazy stuff happening at the courthouse with fans. Because we were talking before everything started, like how stuff may look, how it may come across to people. But I think right now is when it really matters. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I think this is the time that kind of stuff really, really matters. Oh, I gotta try to force these suckers up in here. We got to get them all in here. Hold on. So I see what you're saying. However, with these new fans, I really think it's about cloud. You know what? Most definitely, you got a lot of stuff that's about cloud things for me to support from. Oh Lord, Amen. Support from a distance, Jesus. Because at the end of the day, like people are watching, and even though folks aren't supposed to be talking about stuff with people, and they're not supposed to be talking about it with their families and all this stuff, you best believe. That's all I'm gonna say. You best believe. Miss Texas Bama, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Pico, what's going on with you, bro? Um, and I would when I say fans, I don't, not talking about like a average fan that just, oh, we love his music. We talking about, people that are like really putting their faces and stuff out there. If I was someone that was sitting in there and I was, like I'm examining the whole thing, I'm analyzing the whole thing. This is something that I would be thinking about. This is something that I would be thinking about. Like, okay, is this a pattern of behavior right here? And the sad thing is, when it comes to this, he has nothing to do with it. You see what I'm saying? He can't control what his fans or supporters or whatever do. He has nothing to do with this. But he may end up have people looking at him or basing some of their decisions on what other people are doing, which is what they're going to do anyway. So I should have been more persistent. I could have gotten more things. No, child. Be glad. Be glad. Be glad. So one of the things that the guy was talking about, that I saw Pat referencing on her channel. Um, Again, one of the things he was talking about the jury, and the attorney that had the little beef with the blogger. He had spoke about the jury too. I think they have 7 men and 5 women. Now the assumption would be, I saw people saying, yeah, it's a good thing that he has these men, assuming that just because people are men, they're going to lean a certain way. People assume that because women are females, that they're going to lean a certain way. That's not necessarily so. So the one thing that you have to look at is the anatomy of a jury. See, that's one of the things whenever they were picking their jury, doing their jury selection. That's why they ask so many questions, and they're taking the time to actually look at how people react. People may say, "Yeah, I can be fair," but I'm looking at how you responding to questions. Are you flinching up? Or do I see signs of anxiety whenever you answer a question, even though you're telling me one thing? I'm watching your body language to see if your body language is in sync with what your mouth is saying. This is the same thing that the jurors are doing whenever people come up on the stand. This is the same thing they're doing whenever they're looking at the attorneys, whether or not they believe that they can trust the attorneys. People are actually thinking about that. You may think that the attorneys don't play a factor in it when it comes to juries making their decisions. They absolutely do. Um, I get the feelings more sexual lifestyle that is being questioned. They haven't really presented anything looking. Right. Monet, hey, how you doing? Um, I think at this point, I agree with what a lot of the pundits are saying right now. It's really about painting a picture. It's about getting inside of people's minds, and that's why I say you really have to look at the anatomy of the jury, because you're going to have people that went through certain things. You're going to have people, or you have people on the jury that may have been victims of something in the past. Yes, 5 women, 7 men, 5 women, that could have been victims of something in the past. You could have people on the jury that have been accused, falsely accused of doing something in the past. Um, you just got a lot of people that got a lot of different backgrounds, and contrary to what they may say, they're human. So that stuff is going to play a role in what they decide while they're in there listening and taking notes. It's going to be certain things that certain people hone in on that may fly over somebody else's head, and they're not even paying attention because it's not something that speaks to them. So one of the things that the guy said on his video was, when he was in there, that him as a male, he said it was for some of the men, if they were fathers and had daughters, then some of the testimonies were hard to listen to. That kind of stuff matters. That stuff matters. Whether the person is telling the truth, whether they're telling a lie, whatever emotion comes behind it, if they have a smirk on their face whenever they're, saying whatever it is they're saying, um, are they saying it with a straight face? Do they look like they're telling a lie? How did they come dressed that day? How was their hair that day? Yeah, see, it may sound like this stuff doesn't matter, and I know it shouldn't matter, but we're putting things into perspective and we're being realistic. These are things that regular schmegular people look at. Even if you weren't dealing with a jury, you'd be looking at those things. So take me a little seat here. Just some things to think about while we're looking at the whole thing. And I'm gonna try to read some of your comments. I hope so, but just reading the transcript seems to get lost in the questions to me, which is scary. Jocelyn Smith, hey, people are going to be upset. I feel everyone needs to follow that. I'm also, nobody should get upset with you with that. That's the truth. That's the absolute truth. People need to, yeah. Shamika, hey, lady, how you doing? How you doing? Um, So a lot of things. One of the things I will say that I heard someone say, and I kind of disagree with this, is the part about the sidebars. Now, in this particular thing, I agree with the attorney that was talking the other day. Right now, court is a little bit different. Court is a little bit different. So it does look like the judge is calling sidebars for the attorneys. So I don't think that the judge is trying to interrupt anything. I think that's the way that they have it set up. Um, every courtroom that you go in is different. And ultimately, with so many twists and turns and everything that's going on right now, you really don't know from day to day what's going to happen. The attorneys don't know from day to day what's going to happen. And That's the truth. If ever there was a truth out here, then that's the truth. Because from day to day, it's always um, something that's going on. Jersey girl, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So this was one of the reasons why, from the beginning, like we were trying to stress, like just you got people that are being paid, let them do what they do. Let them do what they do because you don't want to be the distraction. Well, no, I take that back because some people may want to be the distraction. Um, you don't need to be the distraction. I'll say that. You don't need to be the distraction whenever it comes to something like this. And it's really important for people to remember, and somebody just put it in the chat, that this is real. This is this is real life. You got real people that were associated with him that are coming in here, and you know what I mean? Like, this is the moment that everybody's been waiting for. People said, okay, wait till it goes to trial. Okay, this is where we are now. Where this is where we are. So you have to let things happen the way that they happen. But from the beginning, nobody knows exactly what's going on with it, like completely 100% what somebody does in their house. And that's why I said before, it may be some things that get put out there that may, make some people uncomfortable. You're gonna have to hear stuff all the way around. If it's a lie, if it's the truth, even the jury don't know if it's a lie or if it's the truth. Only the people up there, him and God, know whether or not it's the truth. At the end of the day, is there enough information out there on the defense side to just put a little inch of reasonable doubt in there? Because ultimately, they're not there to prove a case. They can try to put a new theme up there, put a little spin on it to try to throw the jurors in a different direction, but it's not up to them to try to win a case. Their job basically is to poke holes in the case that has already been put before them. That's their job. Either we're going to give you a different scenario to think about to throw you off what you're saying. Oh, you're saying it's this? Well, no, let me give you the reasons why it's not this, and maybe you should be looking at this. Or, oh, are you saying all this happened? Okay, well, what about this? Because if I can show or convince these people that you lied about one thing, remember what I told y'all before, one lie can erase all truths. One lie can erase all truth. So that's something to think about. Shoot. So the lawyers have a lot that they're dealing with. They have a lot. They have a lot that they're facing at this point. What do you think about? Um, I haven't went through and I can't go and read through, all of the stuff. There were some inconsistencies that I've seen just from the documentary. Precedents. There were some inconsistencies. I've seen some stories change from the beginning up and through the precedents up until now. So to that extent, I could say, I definitely see some inconsistencies. What's going on the inside? I can't really say because, again, like even if somebody's reading something to you, the gentleman that was talking before is correct. Like some things, like you really have to be there to see some things for yourself. And it's not so much about seeing a particular witness. It's about, hey Kim, how you doing? It's about seeing how the Demetra, hey, how you doing? It's about seeing how the jurors respond when certain statements are made. It's like that would really be my interest as well. I'm looking and listening at what you're saying, but I'm looking and listening to how they're responding. I'm looking at their body language. I'm looking at whether or not I can tell their heart started beating faster, like they're getting anxious. I'm looking at whether or not I see their lip curl up, like they're, getting a little upset. I'm looking at their eyes. Are their eyes getting glossy? Are their eyes watering up when they're hearing these stories? Like a lot of those things, those are the things to me that I would really pay attention to, because people can say a lot of stuff. What does the jury think about it? Is the jury buying it? Because basically, whoever gets up there and says whatever, the jury has to buy into whoever's up there talking. The jury has to buy into it. They got to buy into it. So he's gonna bring him home, and I believe he's gonna do it, Lord willing. I mean, peace and but this is a situation at this point, like it's so hard to judge, because it's like a maze. It really is like a maze. It's I take that back. Let me give you a. It's almost like, I don't know if you guys have ever been in an escape room. It's almost like an escape room. How you doing, Tracy? And you have to get this clue, and this clue leads you to the next thing, and then this clue leads you to the next thing, and ultimately your ultimate goal is to try to get out of that escape room. You're trying to escape, right? You're trying to escape charges. You're trying to escape this stuff. And every time you got, right, Pico, right, it is definitely an enigma. So every time you got this thing right here, and you're like, oh, okay, we got it. This is okay. Now something else comes up, and you're like, wait a minute. And it like just throws a whole monkey wrench and everything. And I feel like that's probably what the lawyers are feeling like. I'm pretty sure that's what he feeling like. Like, what the flip? And so it's you got a lot of cases that, like, they just seem clear cut, like people know. And to a lot of people, y'all guys know, a lot of people from the beginning felt like this was clear cut. Bam, he did it. They said he did it. We don't have nothing else to talk about. Remember what happened all those years ago? He did it. They said he did it. Whatever. And then slowly people started seeing different things. People started, getting access to stuff. People started seeing folks on social media. They start seeing people on TV. They just started seeing different things. Bloggers doing stuff, and it had them, just rethinking some stuff. Well, what if? You know what I mean? Okay, well, what if this happened, but this didn't happen? Well, I may believe this part, but I don't know about this part. Well, see, the thing is, when you say I don't know about this part, that's reasonable doubt. If you don't believe all of it, pretty much it's all or nothing in court whenever it comes to making a decision. So if you're not believing all of it, then that means you got some doubt somewhere. And that doubt is a mother flipper. Now, a lot of people talk about a conviction rate. I'm speaking, this just is my opinion. My opinion is like a butt. Everybody got one. The thing is, yes, that eviction rate is eviction. Conviction rate is real. But one of the things that you also have to think about is, everybody, whenever they come in these type of situations, everybody can afford to have a defense team. A lot of people come in with federal public defenders. Now, I'm not saying that they don't do what they do now, because I actually know some good federal public defenders. But you have to remember that a lot of people are coming in with federal public defenders. They're not coming in with that team. They don't have the money to put out to actually fight. You know what I'm saying? These people right here are put in place to try to help you get the best deal that they can help you get. Like, that's it. I don't even think it's about them trying to get you off. It's about them trying to get you a halfway decent deal. But you got these other people that you are paying. So the numbers keep changing. Some people say, I think it's about 95, 93, 95%. That little 3%, or that, if we say 95, 97, that 3%, that 5%, those people are coming in there with attorneys. They have personal attorneys. They have private attorneys. These people aren't going in there with just a public defender trying to defend some major charges. So I think that's one of the things, when people put that information out there, I kind of think it's a little misleading, because a lot of people come in with a federal public defender and they end up pleading. They end up with a plea deal. And a lot of people do that with, their own private attorneys too. Again, it's about getting the best deal. Now, I don't know if you guys remember way back, they had brought an attorney in and he was known for doing the plea deals, right? He was known for doing the plea deals. People started getting upset. No, they don't need to bring him in for this. And people started putting stuff out there and not really understanding how this stuff goes. You need to have certain things in place because of that conviction rate, because of how tough this thing is. You need to have some stuff in place. In some situations, let me press pause for a second. We got 96 and we got 26 likes. I need y'all to go and hit that like button a little bit. I mean, just a little bit. Just tap it. Just tap it a little bit. Thank you. I see a couple people tap it. Bless your heart. Just tap it a little bit. I'm sitting here trying to cook my little meal and do my little thug thizzle while I'm up here. Appreciate y'all for tapping. Appreciate y'all for tapping that button. Um, but it's definitely a lot of factors that come into play. So I can't speak for his attorneys, but I can say pleas are never off the table. They are never off the table. Plea deals are never off the table. Um, and that's just my opinion. That's my little personal opinion on that. No professional opinion. That's just my personal opinion. Um, Thank you, Groovy. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So prayer changes. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? So it's a lot of things. The guy was talking about people turning. I'm not gonna say that they turn. I agree with what the guy was saying earlier. Like, you either do this or we gonna do that. You know what I mean? And the thing is it's like a catch-22, because if I can catch you in this, then I can also say that he was a part of it. So you got to be careful. So some people, I'm pretty sure, felt like they were backed into a corner, like they didn't have a choice. So is it turning? Some people may feel like it's turning, but in the grand scheme of things, you really have to understand how the whole thing works. Um, it's rough. It's rough. It's rough. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. So everybody's gonna have a different perspective on it, just like I have mine right now. So since the plea lawyer they brought in that, you think that's why? Oh no, they were going to court regardless. They were going to go to court regardless. Um, just the thing is that at this point, you have to see what the defense is going to do with their case. Um, what's going to happen with them? Who all they're going to be? Pepper State, Shamika, who all they are going to be calling. I think they did a pretty good job poking holes. They did an excellent job, as a matter of fact, poking holes in a lot of stuff and leaving those jurors thinking. Like, they did an Excellent. Excelente. They did an excellent job with that because I'm pretty sure it has people thinking because people that are just that are not jurors that are just on the outside who completely had their minds made up, it has them thinking about stuff right now. That's the job of the defense. That's what they get paid to do. So to that extent, I think that they have done their job. The prosecution is also doing their job, putting stuff out there to try to plant seeds. It's not so much about the power behind somebody's story, it's about painting a picture. And that's what they have been doing, putting all these people up here. They are painting a picture. So you again, you got a lot of different wheels spinning at one time, and it's a lot to take in. And I'm wondering, as the jurors, are they getting overwhelmed? At some point, I know they have to feel overwhelmed. Sometimes just getting all these stories like back to back to back to back. And that's why I say when people are getting upset about the sidebars, you might want to be thankful because it's just like playing in a basketball game. They call that timeout. That they call that timeout. That give you a little break. Well, shoot, the jurors need a break too. So I'm like, go ahead, have y'all sidebar over there, and let me try to collect my thoughts for a minute because this is like information overload. It's really like information overload. So that's one of the things that I'm thinking about. But I think to me, personal opinion, Pat said, rethink your strategy. Rethink your strategy. It gives you time. It gives you a little time. You may have been thinking about something, and then that little minute that you get helps you to like, hold up, wait a minute. I didn't even think about that. So, but again, y'all, these are my opinions. You are supposed to have a turn your aspect even down to a split second so you know your options if you want to split, but you must. Absolutely, Tracy. Absolutely. Absolutely. And those attorneys are supposed to make sure that you know what options that you have available. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't want to go in the court, um, anybody, you don't want to go in the court and feel like you're in an all or nothing situation. Then that means you're doomed from the beginning. So absolutely. 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 And the thing is, I think when a lot of stuff happened because people weren't familiar with it and somebody would say, oh, this is a bad thing, then everybody would, kind of get upset and get all worried about it. And you're like, no, that is like, this is how the stuff happens. Like, you got to let stuff play out. But it was like the drama of it all that was kind of getting, people stirred up. But things have to, like, you have to let the process take place. The process is going to happen whether we like it or not. um my thoughts exactly has the prosecution overloaded the jury trying to convict. I kind of feel like there has been a clear cut convincing witness. You're saying there has been or there has not been. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I think to a certain extent, actually, they were able to like poke some holes in everybody's testimony. And again, that's your job. That's the job that they're getting paid to do. Poke some holes. Not many people get paid for poking holes, but they get paid for poking holes. So they are doing what they have been paid to do. Yep. That's been the theme from the beginning, Kim. Trust the process. Trust the process. You no matter how much you may want to help, ultimately we are not the decision makers. Truth be told, the judge is really not the decision maker. Um, I think he had acknowledged the Calhoun, um, young lady, Miss Calhoun. I think I remember that before all this kicked off um, on social media. I could be wrong, but I do think I remember that him acknowledging her. Um, I think the thing is, I think that they've succeeded. Again, this is my opinion. I think that they have succeeded in establishing some type of pattern of controlling behavior. That's one of the things that they were trying to show a pattern of. I think that, me personally, now, I think they did a pretty good job um, establishing that for the jury. Is that what he's on trial for? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it's the things that the prosecutors are able to plant in the juror's head. If I can get you to believe this, maybe I can get you to believe that this person is capable of that. If I can get you to believe that he's a womanizer, then maybe I can get you to believe that he would do this to a woman. If I can get you to believe that, you know what I mean? The stuff may seem small and people are like, why do they keep going over that same thing or asking this same thing? They definitely have a reason. They definitely have a reason. They have a strategy. They have a strategy. And to that extent, I think they're getting their point across with these people that they're putting up here. Now you have to see what the defense is going to do with what they have, because they're coming in with their own strategy, and you better believe they coming in strong. Believe that they coming in strong. They coming in hot. Um, hold on. Let me see. Is it too far fetched to think that the government basically wrote the script and the accusers just had to remember? I don't think they did. I think they've had enough time to. I don't think they did. Anything's possible, but I don't think that they did. That they wrote a script for them. Now, have they led them with some of their questions and stuff like that? Now, that is very much possible. Um, but again, these are just my little personal opinions. Because you have told some lies and got caught. Got caught doing it. Also, that shows she has. Yeah, that's why I was saying they had some people that came across as being a bit volatile on the from what I could tell and from some things that I heard. That's not a good look for the jury. See, the thing is, you never know what thing may trigger up, one of the jurors that's up there. It could be something that they claim he did. It could actually end up being the actions of one of the witnesses that are up. That could be the actions of one of the attorneys that could trigger something. Like you never know. That's that's what you're, dealing with whenever you go to court. You don't know what's going to trigger who, how it may trigger somebody. You don't know. You may go in trying to be cute, thinking that you proving a point, and you end up pissing one of the jurors off because of a situation that they had, and you remind them, or your actions remind them of a situation that they were going through. So again, you never really know. You never really know. May East, hey, how you doing? How you doing? You got that steak up there. No one can tell your story like you can. People shouldn't have to be coached to tell their story, in my opinion. No, they shouldn't have to be coached, Carla. But that's the thing. That's how court works, y'all. That's how it works. You go over, you meet with them, they, run through some questions with you, kind of give you a feel of what court is going to be like, try to see if you're going to be uncomfortable, try to see if they can trip you up. When you get up there, a lot of times they'll have like mock trials, and they'll play the defense and the prosecution to see what's going to set you off. Um, pepper steak, potatoes, gravy. I don't know what vegetable I might just do some mixed vegetables. I don't know. Um, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, that's their job. I've had to do some mock trials with some attorneys that had just been licensed, and we actually did them at USC in Columbia, and like they were going hard, and I was going hard because I was enrolled. You know what I'm saying? I was in scene. So they try to see if they can break you. They try to prepare you as much as they can. But of course, they really don't know. The prosecution doesn't know what the defense is going to ask. The defense doesn't know what the prosecution is going to ask. At the end of the day, they may have an idea, but you don't know because your response is going to trigger a different situation or a different question. So there's only so much preparation they can do. But it's gonna you're gonna they prep them. There's always prep with court. It doesn't matter if it's for divorce, whether it's a civil trial, whether it's a criminal. Like there's prep before court. Some may call it coaching, and I would go to say that there is a bit of coaching before a trial. Make sure that you don't come up, even down to the way that you dress. Um, make sure you don't wear loud colors. Make sure your hairstyle isn't too wild. Make sure your makeup isn't too loud. Like there's a lot of stuff that comes into play when people are really trying to win. They'll come in with dark colors, blues, grays, blacks. Um, don't wear fitted clothes. You want to look like a teacher or a married person. Don't come in like there are a lot of things that may sound crazy, but there are a lot of things that come into play. Some of them may tell you not to even wear makeup or suggest not to even wear makeup. So it kind of goes back to like how they were talking to one of the people on the stand about rules. Yes, you got different rules whenever it comes to different things, and that's the one thing that I can appreciate about what's going on because it's letting people see how some of this stuff actually goes. Because a lot of people just see the court stuff on TV and in movies, and they skip so much stuff, and they like tend to glamorize certain parts of it, but they don't really get into the meat and potatoes of it all. So people think, oh, well, this is the only thing that happens in court. No, there are a lot of other things, little minute details that take place that people aren't aware of. So to that extent, I think a lot of people are being educated on how the court system actually works if they're really paying attention and looking for themselves and not letting other people tell them um what they should or shouldn't believe or whatever. So being one who loves to educate, I can appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate that. Let's see. Sabrina said broccoli. You know what? That's a good idea. And that won't take long. Woo! Won't take long at all. Gotta let that cook down a little bit before I finish up that gravy on that thing. Um, and his wife set the rules in the house when they divorced. He kept the same rules, put those some laws in place that divorce still. Mm, that's something I heard the guy say that one of the witnesses said that his wife put some ex-wife put some rules in place. The rabbit hole is very deep. A couple of witnesses said they weren't told they would be asked questions or specific questions. They may have said that unless they were one of the, let's say they got there at the last minute. Like you might not be able to prep people too much at the last minute. Um, And for some, like, it depends on how important of a witness that you are. And I know that may sound bad, like all witnesses are important. No, some witnesses are way more important than others. Let me push this down a little bit. Some witnesses are way more important than others, so they're going to take um, more time with those witnesses, trying to make sure that they have them, that they got things down pat. Um, Tirana, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Tiari, hey, how you doing? How you doing? One thing these black women have done was show others that no matter if there's another woman house. Now, let me tell you something about that. Let me tell you something about that right there. Okay, Nicole, hey, Charlene, hey, how you doing? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I ain't knocking nobody else. I ain't knocking nobody else. But as a sister that has been on here, that got divorced while I was on here, one thing I'm not gonna do with you is share. Now we get to the point where we gotta share, one of us got to go. And I will gladly pack up my little stuff, take the dog, the cat, shoot, I'll take the rat if I need to, and I'm bouncing up out of there. We ain't doing that. But everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. You know, everybody's different because you wouldn't tell me to sit in the room for X amount of time. Everybody's different. It all depends on what you're there for. So that's why I said is there have they set the tone for a certain pattern of behavior, like when it comes right, you chuck them deuces real quick, a certain pattern of behavior when it comes to like him being controlling. I think they kind of put that out there. Is that something that I can see? Y'all might not like me for this, but I'm gonna say yeah. I would be wrong. I would be wrong as a professional to lie and say no. Is that a crime? No. But yeah, I think just seeing, yeah, yeah. And you got a lot of people that's like that. They have people that will freely, follow them and do whatever they will willingly submit. See, and that's where where my problem is, child. Because me and submission, child, me and submission fell out a long time ago. But that's neither here nor there. Let me read this comment. Yes, Carla, the queen of the castle, the queen of the park. I'm not sharing, but to the ones that don't care about sharing, don't get mad at the one he likes. But Charlene, shut your mouth and keep on talking. That's one of the things. And I've actually talked about this in one of my groups before. And I can say this because I dealt with some. I had some guys in my group that were Muslim, and I'm gonna say this because they challenged me on something. And they were like, Doc, you'll have, this person. I'm like, no, because it's darn near impossible. They said it's not, but to me, it's darn near impossible for more than one female to be involved with the same man and somebody not get jealous. It's darn near impossible. They told me it was possible. I called foul on that one. Y'all, that debate went on for a good 3 weeks. I called foul on that. They said it is possible. They see it. They deal with it every day. And I'm like, maybe those females are not expressing to you that they are upset. But let me tell you, everybody, you may not feel like you're giving them a role, but everybody kind of has a role. And there's usually like a main person. There's a main person for this. There's a main, right, K Nicole and Pat. Yeah, I call foul. There's a main person for that. Like everybody has a role. Even if you're not necessarily like, even like a side chick got a role. So see the women speaking, it's impossible because somebody's going to feel like somebody's getting too much love. Somebody's going to feel like somebody's getting too much attention. Somebody's going to feel like somebody's getting too much affection. And they're going to be lacking because as women, we need all that stuff. We need attention. We need affection. We need honesty. We need loyalty. And you gonna feel like, and it's gonna have to be some lies involved because you're gonna have to convince this other one that you're not as in love, or that you have more love for this one. Like you gotta convince them that you love them all equally the same. Cause yeah, jealousy being a lot of women that have mercy, Jesus. Yeah, yeah. So it's really about, and see, that's something too that the jury is going to be thinking about. Like, okay, so y'all like willingly were in a relationship knowing that these, like, y'all were sister wives. Like, that's something that they're going to be thinking about. Okay, you're gonna have people that got their religious, you know, beliefs, and they're gonna be like, no, I would never. Like they're gonna be thinking about that, and then you got some of the women that be like, okay, that might be all right. Hey Priscilla, how you doing? You might have some of the dudes like, dang, I wish they could have. Let me call my wife. Like you don't. Sorry, y'all, my phone rung again. You got different people that have different beliefs, so it's not gonna hit everybody the same. It's not gonna hit everybody the same. I'm the queen here in my house. Oldest son, 25, and the son, 18. My husband and the queen. That's me. Three men and a queen. I know that's right. Some need more attention than others. They were. Ooh. Okay. So happy as cat and gorilla came out. And that's what I'm saying. Okay, that's a whole conversation right there. Okay. Okay. That's a whole conversation. Now, women, I love y'all. I love y'all, but it wouldn't be right if I didn't put it on the table because we can be some vindictive creatures. Okay? Let me tell you something. We can be hell on wheels if you piss us off the right way. Okay? There's no wrong way or right way, I guess, to piss somebody off. But if you piss them off, you piss them off. But if you play with somebody's heart and they feel that you play with their heart, you're going to have hell to pay. So, y'all know, Trevin, hey, how you doing? Y'all know. Y'all know. I mean, I don't care how nice of a person you are. Listen, my level of pettiness, I don't care how professional I am, my level of pettiness can run deep now. You push me the wrong way. That level of pettiness can run deep. I can tell y'all some stories. I ain't gonna do that. But I can tell y'all some stories. I can tell y'all some stories about how deep that level of pettiness can go. And the thing is, you may get mad and Pat played with your feelings. So she played with your heart. Urban Opinionator, how you doing? Yeah, I had to tell. Nah, I can't tell y'all this. If y'all want me to tell y'all about one of my levels of petty, let me know. Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat because I can be petty boots now. I'm gonna pray about it. I pray about it later. I had to ask the Lord. Do you? How y'all gonna pop them ones up in the chat? Y'all just messy. Y'all petty too. Let me see how many ones I got. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dang, I was about to say 10. Oh Lord. Okay, Petty Riley, Petty Riley, Petty Right. I'm Petty Right. Okay. Y'all better don't ever tell nobody but God. Okay. If my ex watching, I guess you're about to find out what happened. Let me check this meat first. Y'all about to get me in trouble. Oh Lord have mercy. They're trying to get me. Oh, that's it right there. Woo! That is it. Okay, so so let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I spend a lot of time, getting into people's heads. Not you too, Sabrina, putting the one here. Y'all come on now. I spend a lot of time getting in people's heads, trying to, figure out things. And so folks was getting on my nerves. And when I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I cannot. Like, I really cannot. Um, I'm the type that'll just go off on a little trip. So I just, go to the beach for the weekend. I disappear, once the stuff started going down. And folks start getting mean to you when you're going through stuff. They start going through stuff. You didn't provide another option. Oh, I should have said two. Jersey girl, see, I ain't on top of my game. That's because my petty trying to come out. So, dude was being mean. Quick story time. Dude was being mean. And I'm like, all the stuff, I did for you being mean like this. This what we doing? And so he said something real slick. And me, I'm not gonna fuss with you. One thing we not gonna do, I'm not gonna fuss with you. So I knew I was going to the beach. Oh my God, this is so petty. I'm gonna have to do like the bloggers. Y'all want this pettiness? Hit my cash out. Okay, listen. So I, Lord, I had until all my stuff. You didn't miss it, Pat. I had until all the stuff out the house because I paid for it. I paid for everything. So I done took all the stuff out the house, and I got a bed, and you got a little air mattress, sleeping on a nice little air mattress, and So anyway, before I left for the beach, I took a little I ain't gonna say what I used, but the air mattresses got the little creases in them, like the little levels to the air mattresses. And I took something and I put like little teeny, like not even an inch, like I mean, like little teeny slits, like right in the crease, little teeny slits, real strategic. I just went around and I left and went to the beach. So by the second day I was at the beach, I get a phone call. By the second day I was at the beach, I get a phone call. Did you do something to my air mattress? What are you talking about, dude? Pam, you are so wrong. Thank you. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? What's wrong with my air mattress? How do I know what's wrong with your air mattress? Like, what? That thing came to a slow creep. I know you did something to my air mattress. That thing just kept going down slowly. And I guess it was laying on it. And you could still lay on it, but it was going down real slow. And it didn't have that. Lord, forgive me. I was wrong. I prayed about it. That's what you get for trying to take the wind out of me. I took the wind out of you. By that third day, by that third day, that sucker was on the ground. I mean, petty boots. That thing was on the ground. You heard me? I got another call. That time he didn't say nothing. He just hung up. Woo! Boy, I know that joker cursed me out from here to there. Woo! Came home tired from driving them trucks, and that thing was on the ground. It was sitting high at first. See, I ain't gonna sit there and fuss with you. But that was one of my petty moments. That's all I'm gonna give y'all, because y'all ain't gonna be talking about me. Woo, it was petty. It was so petty. Lord. But when I got that phone call, what you do to my mattress? Lord, that thing tickled my spirit. You hear me? What you do to my mattress? So yeah, we can be petty. We can be petty and we can be vindictive. So um and that's all I have to say about that. So and my pettiness was on another level because I wasn't trying to hurt nobody. I was just trying to show you ain't gonna handle me any kind of way and think that this is that. That's all I was trying to. That's all I was doing. Nothing more, nothing less. You're not gonna do me any kind of way. You're not gonna do me. Lord have mercy. But yeah, so getting back to the matter at hand. So we got a lot of it really depends on what people got going on. people can be messy, and when you feel like you got hurt, especially when you got people putting information out there that they know is going to, piss you off. And the reason they put it out there was to piss you off, knowing that, y'all were doing this sister wives thing. Um, you don't know what's going to happen. Now, to that extent, y'all might not like this either. I'm going to fault him for that. You can't be running around here telling these females, you telling one female one thing, you telling the other female something, and then the females end up coming across each other, coming across information. Now they see that you telling them both one thing. Now see, that's why I say now that's a mess right there now. Lord, when a woman's fed up, Lord have mercy. There's nothing you can do about it. Jesus. I should have put some more gravy on that. I should. Hold on, y'all. God, tomato tater. He deserved it, Priscilla. True story. He deserved it. Dr. Roddice, I never would have thought it. Okay, Nicole, true story. True story. That was one of the better ones, child. Cause woo. And the words of Pac ain't a killer, but don't push me. So yes, we all have those stories. Yes, we do. I would be dead if she sings. I bust the windows out your car. Now I wasn't gonna mess with nobody's car now. Because I still got you know what I'm talking about. Hold up, hold up. Um, I might be cooking for my boo thing, Pap. I might be cooking for my. That's done. I just wanted to get my gravy a little thick or whatever. So that's actually done. It's done. So I just gotta do me a little some mashed potatoes real quick, and I have to let that pepper steak do that slow cooking, child. But hold up. So we got a lot of different things going on. Oh, one of the things that I did want to mention too, about the STD. Um, it's absolutely true. Somebody can contract that particular STD, and it lays dormant forever. They may never, ever have an outbreak, like ever have an outbreak. Um, and those people can go and test, and they will test negative. Truth be told, most of the people in America, there aren't too many people. There are more people than not that actually have that diagnosis. They just don't know it. They either have one or two. They just don't know it. They just don't know it. So that's one thing. The other, like, fact of the matter is, when people talk about testing and all that stuff, yes, they can do blood work and stuff like that. But whenever you're trying to get a true test or a true read, number one, they can't find anything if, like, you have to have an active breakout, and then they do like a little biopsy or test a little. I don't want to get too nasty, but test the little fluid that's inside of that. Then they can tell you like what kind, but at no point can anybody tell you when you got it. And that's the thing that I was trying to get people to understand. Even if you go and test today and they like, oh, okay, well, you do have it, or you're having an outbreak today, and they say, oh, okay, you do have it. That doesn't mean you just got it. You could have got it 20 years ago, and today you're having your first outbreak. So, as far as them trying to use that in the legal situation to poke a hole in that, how are you going to say, I mean, this would be me. This would be me. Okay, all these people are saying that they have it. How do we know that you didn't give it to him? If you have something showing that you had something in 2003 or 2008 or 2006 or whatever, how do we know that you didn't give it to him? You see what I'm saying? So that's going to be like the major thing with that, because, like, factually, you may have contracted that at birth. You've been running around with it your whole life. It never came out. Cause you can have stuff that's like it gets in your bloodstream, depending on to what level you have it. Cause some people, yeah, stress can cause them to have outbreaks. More so of like the one that's on your face or whatever. You can go out in the sun too long. If you get them on your face, you can be in the sun too long, and that could trigger an outbreak. Eating chocolate triggers outbreaks. Um, Caffeine can trigger outbreaks. Like, it's a lot of stuff that now travel, and they never actually says. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I thought, and I could be wrong now, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that the doctor said that he did test him and he was negative. And that's what I was saying. If you don't have a active outbreak at that time, you get what you get. It's not gonna be, you know what I mean? Um, and that, I'm not saying that he has something, but if I'm not mistaken, he said he tested him and the test is negative. Um, but again, as a doctor would know that you know what I'm saying? You could still have something and have a negative test. So he said that basically whatever symptoms that he was being told about, he was giving him that for that just in case. Like, he was treating for it just in case. That blue pill, Zyprexa. Lord, I'm talking about Zyprexa. Jesus Jones. I am so wrong. Lord, I'm talking about Zyprexa, giving the man depression. Um, oh Lord, I can't think of the name of it. Check the tablet real quick, yeah. Valcyclovir, Valcyclovir, Valtrex, the blue pill. So that's going to be the thing with that, because I mean, you can put it out there, and that's why they tagged it on to something else, because it's darn near impossible to um it's darn near impossible to prove that A gave C to whoever when it comes to that. Yeah, it's Valtrex. The generic name for it is Valcyclovir. The doctor said he was negative, but prescribed some. Right. Um, Valtrex. Yeah, shingles, which is a form of herpes. It can be used to treat a lot of stuff, but ultimately, just like shingles, herpes. And that was one of the things that when the trial first started, the doctor was like, the defense was like, yeah, you can have, this, this. And the doctor was like, that's right, herpes. Just about everybody has come in contact with it at some point in your life. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody fool you. That's why you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Now, my question would be, you know me, just thinking the way I'm thinking. They looking at him and asking him, did he let other people know? I want to know that these young ladies inform their partners that they had it. Like, that's what I'm curious about at this point, because I mean, it ain't none of my business. It really ain't none of my business. But did you let your partners know? Because people done went and had babies and different things like that. So did you let your partner know, or are they gonna come out saying that you didn't tell them that you had something? And I'm curious. I'm kind of, I mean, I'm minding my business about it, but I'm still a bit curious, with it all, because nobody is exempt when it comes to letting people know what you got going on. So, did you let the people know? Did then, I don't know. Got me curious like George right now. Did you let the people know that you had something going on? What exactly are they thinking? Sorry, y'all have to put some bouillon in these potatoes and give them that little flavor. Give them that flavor. Um, okay. Allegedly, he said he treated him for a rash. What kind of rash? They knew half the world has it. That's why the stores are stocked with Primex and Abreva. Yes, ma'am. Right. If you had chicken pox, you are at risk for shingles. It probably didn't matter if the guy's broke and they receiving monthly checks. I'm pushing another 1.3. I see what you did there, Pat. I see what you did there. I'm wondering why is that even a question about letting people know. I'm telling. This was just something that they, wanted to use to try to help build their case against him. If it wasn't tacked onto this other stuff, nothing would be done. Nothing would be done because, and I think the defense argued, like, is it STD? Is it something that's transmitted virally? Because it can be in your system in different ways. Because some people get them. It's like literally in their bloodstream. So you have like, anyway, I ain't gonna get into that. But there's a question about a lot of things, and that's why I think they just had to throw it out there. They got to throw it out there. But it's going to be hard for her to prove where she got it from. And then you got other people saying, oh, yeah, they had this. They said they got this from such and such. They said they got this from so and so. And so, the defense, if they were being messy, if they were being petty boots, do you go and find those old boyfriends and let them get on the stand and say that they got whatever from, during whatever time? So that pettiness can go like all the way around. But I guess just one of the main things that I would be thinking about, just me personally, just in all of this, thinking about all this stuff, I would really like to be able to see The jury. I wish I could see the jury too. I would probably be more interested in the jury and their faces and their reactions more so than anything else, because that'll really let you know how people are feeling and how they may be affected by certain things, those facial expressions. If you close enough to see if they start breathing heavy, um, like that anxiety that really kicks in whenever their body is responding to something. That's major. Oh, I don't feel like messing with this stuff right here. So they have a something that they're gonna be not something that they're gonna be like they really have something that they got some stuff that they gotta work with and own. Dang it, I'm trying not to make too much noise. At this point, I'm trying to prove things, but some holes have definitely been poked, and I'm interested in seeing. And again, I find out after the fact, but who all is going to be called for the defense and what they actually have to contribute for the defense. Now, y'all, real quick, I'm doing intermittent fasting. So, tell y'all this real quick. Um, After all the stuff had happened with, the weight and all that stuff with COVID. So, I'm doing that because I was doing it while I had COVID without thinking about it. So now I just kept on doing it. So I have to make sure it's 7:16. I gotta eat, have my food in my system by 8 o'clock because I can't eat after 8 o'clock. So let me try to get this done real quick. Everything is done. I didn't feel like fooling with these mixed vegetables, but I gotta have something in my system. So let me do this real quick. All right. Okay. So those are some of the major things I want to touch on, like the jury, what the guy said. Let's see. I want to. All right, stand up, be counted. One pattern I did notice in this case is the prosecution witnesses are self-admitted thieves. I've always heard the saying, if you were steal, you lie, you steal, you cheat. So, I mean, it's a lot of things. That's what I'm saying. This one is going to be hard to judge. It's going to be like if the judge had to make a decision. It's tough all the way around because there are so many factors that come into play, and then some things that you may not have considered to be factors before. Something else may be said or something may be done, and now all of a sudden this thing becomes a factor when it really didn't matter to you before. So now you're like, a lot of people are having moments of epiphany, like, I didn't even think about that. So it's gonna be. They said OJ trial was the trial of the century. I don't know what they're gonna end up calling this one because this one it has so many twists and turns and I don't know. It has so many twists and turns to it. But I think ultimately one of the things that you guys said about people falling back and basically letting the lawyers do what they do, that's very important. That is very important. You have to trust. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go again, just like the blogger that went and tried to play God and put her hands in something and found herself in a mess, you have to let that process do what it does. Because a lot of times people do more harm than good trying to force a situation. Let the process, let it go. Let you know what I mean, and just watch, observe. Um, Charlene, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think it was to keep them to so that they wouldn't be bringing the guy in that she could have allegedly got it from before, since it was mentioned. I think it was supposed to be mentioned in a document, a police report or something before that she said she had it whatever time. I think that has a lot to do with it. Butterflyness, yes, that's where I was going. Trust the process. Trust the process. Um, at this point, it's just a lot. It's a whole lot of, and you don't know. You just none of us know. That's all I can say. None of us know. Um, what about the I heard about that from the guy that had the channel. Like I said, I haven't been viewing transcripts. I haven't been watching all the stuff, but I did watch the guy while I was at work today. Um, once again, it's different. It's different because usually when you have somebody that's considered like a pred, fill that in. Um, there's usually a preference, and so them throwing this in here, it kind of again it shakes stuff like all the way up, and what the jury may have been thinking about one thing, it kind of confuses them. Like, okay, I thought you said he like blah blah blah. So when you go and throw this up in there, now you got people, it makes them wonder. You see what I'm saying? It could work for the good, for the prosecution, or it can completely work against them because now you got them confused. And it's didn't you tell me that he like this? Well, then that doesn't make sense if you're saying he's doing that. If y'all catching what I'm saying, so my sister's a nurse practitioner, mine too. She said if the test was negative, we didn't have time. He probably he could have had it. He definitely could have had it. He just wasn't active. He wasn't active. He said, if I'm not mistaken, he took a. I don't know if he took a culture or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how he did the test, but I do. I know. I know it's possible to have a negative test because you're not active at that time. You don't have an active breakout. Um, Me being honest, my personal opinion is if they expose themselves to the world, I'm sure they expose that stuff to their part. Huh. I would hope they did. Katina, I would, I don't know. Because you got some people, like I said, you can, and I may be telling a lot of y'all stuff that you already know. You can have a breakout. Let's say you messed with somebody in 1996 and you can track that STD in 1996. Um, you had a breakout in the end of 1996, the beginning of 1997. Okay. So you had your first breakout. That could be the only breakout you ever had in your life. So if you were to go and get a test, that test gonna come back positive. But that still doesn't negate the fact that you still have that STD, even though you may never have a breakout again. So some people feel like because they've never had a breakout again, they don't have to tell anybody. Well, I'm not breaking out. Now, the person you got it from, they could be breaking out like crazy, but you may just be a carrier. You may not be symptomatic. Just like some people have COVID, some people are getting sick, some people get it and it's just like a cold to them and they go about their business. That's kind of like the best I can explain it. So some people feel I don't have that. I had that breakout 15, 20 years ago. I don't have that anymore. Well, the thing is with that, once you got it, you got it. You never get rid of it. Ever. You never get rid of it. You may not have any more outbreaks, but you still the possibility is always there. Lifetime pay 1,000 for 15 to sell that sold doing everything. The kitchen sink, bathroom sink, bathtub, lawnmower, weed eater, dining room table, picnic table. Um, yeah. So, do y'all have any questions for me? Cause y'all know I got like 30 minutes. I have to get my food in my system. These women think they're going to have a better lifestyle money, so it would be a big sale for the piece. I think one of his, honestly, putting the stuff aside, because I stay away from saying anything that would be negative about the alleged victims. I think his biggest case that he would have right now, sweet tea, sweet tea. His biggest case that he would have right now would probably be against the government for sister girl that decided to go and be fast and put that information out there about him because that was a major breach. So if I was thinking about cases, that's gonna be his biggest one. And like I said, that could end up playing a role in this other stuff over here too. Personal opinion, just my personal opinion, but that's gonna be one of the bigger ones that I think they probably gonna end up focusing on later if they're not focusing on it now. Because that's truthfully, I think he'll fare way better with that than coming after them civilly. Because the thing is with that, I know a lot of people say he need to do it, but you need to leave Pandora in that box. Right? Whenever this stuff is said and done and the dust settles, leave Pandora where she at. Go on about your business. But these people, this woman giving out your information, yeah, yeah. That's my opinion. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I know a woman that had it for years that didn't know she had it. She would be sick. She finally found out. Yeah, you can have it for, I'm telling you, years and 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 years. Nothing. You may have a fever, don't know where the fever came from. You may have lymph nodes that are swollen. You don't know why the lymph nodes were swollen. You just don't pay certain things any attention. And if it's not something that you're expecting to be there, then why would you assume that that's what it is? So, Corey, I said it. This is why I say it won't do any good. Personal opinion. You put a lot when it comes to civil suits. You put a lot of money into civil suits, and yes, the lawyers get paid, but you're not going to get anything out of those people if they don't have anything to give. So there may be an order saying that they owe you one point. Oh, no disrespect, no disrespect. You may have a lawyer, a court order saying that they owe you 1.5, 3.5, 4.5 million dollars, but you can't get blood from a Turner. So they'll be owing you till the day that they die. There's nothing that the court can do to make them get it to you. It's a civil suit. So if they don't have it, once they go and basically go through their debts and all that stuff, they know those people don't have anything to give. And that's why I said when it comes to a case, if you're trying to be compensated, then you go for the real case where you can actually prove there's nothing that you have to do to prove that there was any wrongdoing. It was already done. Like it's done, son. Like actually, he's probably not going to even have to do it. If the attorney, like, it's probably something that'll end up being settled, um, anyway. Some numbers may get put on the table and they just go with whatever those numbers are. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't, to me, going after them is like focusing on a small fish when you got bigger fish to fry. Because those people they trying to get money from him. So what you gonna get from them? They're the one, you see what I'm saying? Right. It's you just you can't get blood from a turnip. As a man, I was like, just to change this company, even though that company, one thing that we always talk about is we talk about people, places, and things. I call them nouns, people, places, and things. You got to change that. You got to change that because clearly, just about everybody that you had some type of interaction with, get wrapped up and all this stuff. You got like a small few that are still hanging on and supporting. I'm not talking about his supporters. I'm talking about the people that he was actually close to. So you have to like really look at that. You got to examine your circle. And I tell people before you got to get those squares out of your circle. Judge allowed the new video or audio in. I think that's a violation because you have a right to say so accusing. Oh, I don't know anything about any video or audio. Is that something that happened today? Okay, that happened today. Well, he can go after any proceeds that's made off monetary gain, but Powerball until Auntie May. Girl, they ain't got nothing. Pal, if you had a choice, you gonna go after these girls or you going after the government, the guaranteed funds? Which one you going after? I need y'all to think about what I'm saying. You going after the girls, women, you going after them who's trying to get money from him, or you going after the government? Honest answer, y'all. Which one y'all going for? You going after the people that are trying to get money from you? You going after the government because it has already been proven that the stuff was done. You don't have to go and try to fight nobody. You don't gotta go and you see what I'm saying? You going to government. Government. Them jokers ain't hitting no powerball. Need to settle down, in my opinion. I think so too. I think so. Yeah, you going after them guaranteed funds. Trust me, I know. Trust me. Them funds guaranteed. You gotta don't play with it. Don't play with it. Um, Charlene, I'm with that too. Like with some stuff, it's just about you being responsible. You got to be responsible. I go after all the other celebs that defame money. See, is that stuff is hard. It sounds good, but that stuff is hard. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to prove that somebody lied on you unless you can prove that they lied on you. I can say somebody lied on me, but can I prove they lied on me? I can prove that somebody went and got my messages and they would got my phone. Like that is proven. That's documented. A whole investigation was done on that. Like I don't even have to prove it. That's a done deal. It's hard to prove that somebody's lying on you. Y'all know social media all the time. Like you gotta, like, believe me, they're lying on me. They're like, look. You gotta keep trying to show receipts. Imagine that being 30 times worse trying to go to court. It's your word against theirs. That's it. It's not. I see what you're saying, travel, but it's not easy. I promise you, it's not easy. It's not easy. It may sound like it's easy. It's not. It's not. The guaranteed one that he has is that somebody illegally released his information. That's the one that's a guarantee. Somebody illegally released his information. They could basically go in asking for whatever they want. That one's a guarantee. I don't everyday Gemini. I agree with you. I don't think you would. I don't think you would. And that's the thing that a lot of people, if you try to go after anybody civilly, right? Then again, you're reopening Pandora's box. So all the stuff that is coming out, now that people are saying now, you're gonna have some other stories coming out. You understand what I'm saying? So now you risking somebody else saying some old stuff to, putting some other stuff out there. I wouldn't put myself through that. Like, look, you ain't got no money anyway. Go ahead about your business. Take your book deal money and all that. Go be great. Be great. And I'm gonna take my money right here from the government and I'm gonna go about my business. I'm gonna go on about my business. You go and be great. Let me go and make some songs so I can, get back on track. You go and be great. Cause I don't need y'all saying nothing else about me. I'm good. Like we good over here. Like, but that's just my thought, y'all. That's my thought. Um, but he definitely has a heart. That's yeah, I agree with that. Piece in the puzzle that I was able to witness for myself. That I actually saw for myself. Um, yeah, I saw that. I saw that. And like I said before, when I first, came on and I was doing my stuff, I still believe, and that's why I don't get into a lot of stuff. I believe that this is a spiritual battle, and there are some messages that are in here, messages that we don't understand because it's not our journey. This is his journey. So we're just seeing stuff on the outside, and we don't know what is being taught or what is being said to him right now on the spiritual level. Only he knows that. So um that's my little take on that. I still believe that it's more of a spiritual thing because the stuff that is happening is it's not some of the stuff is just so far fetched and like it's not even believable. We sitting here like really because it's spiritual, and when things are spiritual, they're not meant to be understood by the average person. If it's not your journey, you'll probably never understand. What happened or why things are or were the way that they were. Because it wasn't your journey. It's not your journey. And I think that's where things are right now. So like I said, I think ultimately he knows what's gonna happen in the end. I'm pretty sure the outcome has already been shown to him. But he has something that he's gonna have to go through. We all have stuff that we have to go through. So none of us are exempt. I'm dropping stuff all over the place. Okay, y'all. So this is what I was doing. So I got my little pepper steak and my mashed potatoes and my gravy and my vegetables and my Hawaiian sweet roll bread right here and my sweet tea. It ain't time yet, child. It ain't time yet. You know, it ain't time yet. It's definitely spiritual, but I so worried. I'm just worried he would surround himself so that all the impact into his life due to his kindness. I think with it, the type of journey that he's on, I think a spiritual battle, you learn from that. You learn it. Yeah. Oh, you talking about a snack? Hold on. I'm telling y'all to hold on like we talking on the phone. Um, but yeah, that gravy though. It's that gravy though. All right. So I just wanted to give y'all my perspective today. And I said, well, since I'm gonna be up in here, get me a little mouthful, then I might as well just go live. So that's what I decided to do. Go on here and do that. So I appreciate you guys chilling with me. If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you would like to become a member of the Certified Dimes, do so. I'm coming back. Back on the scene, crispy and clean. All right, Pat, you had a good one. I am not clocking out. You clocking out? Be safe on that road heading home. Be safe, be safe, be safe. But yeah, y'all, I'm out here looking. I'm in the bushes. I'm out here looking in the bushes, minding my business. So as I see some things that I feel like I need to speak on it, I come out and say a little something. I'm gonna go on back in the bushes. I'm definitely gonna enjoy this meal. Cause that gravy, mm, mm, y'all see this TikTok dance. TikTok dance. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next time. And before I go, good night, Groovy. If you don't remember nothing else that I said, and on my work day tomorrow, I will be at TLC. Say word. You gonna be creeping and everything? So I creep. Yeah, just creeping up and down. Okay. That dance was an epic fail, right? Okay. Make sure you post some stuff from the concert. Um, you're welcome. You're welcome. Have a wonderful evening, y'all. Yeah, please. I want to see. I want to see. Um, if y'all don't remember nothing else, remember this one thing. Remember this one thing now. I'm eating too. Have a good night. Shalom. Yeah, shalom, shalom. Y'all, mind your darn business. And let everybody else go on about their way. Right, Princess Di. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thank y'all for tuning in. Pat, thank you for the cash app. Lord, see y'all done got me started. Thank you for the super chat, the sticker. Appreciate it.